This is Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, Junior Edition. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to the Season 3 kickoff of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. We have 12 middle schools who are ready to play our game. They'll be competing all summer long. Some faces are brand new. Some are very familiar to you. We will get a look at those in a few minutes, actually. We have a couple of teams who fit both of those bills. Keith Country Day is our reigning champs. We will see them play our game in a few weeks. First, let's see our competitors this week to kick off our third season. How about a nice round of applause for the Lena-Winslow Panthers? Lena-Winslow has been here from the beginning, all seasons of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Juniors. They made it to the second round last year, fell to the eventual champs, Keith Country Day. I imagine they are hoping for a different outcome this time. Who is your captain? I didn't ask that question. Is that Gavin?
Yep.
Gavin, introduce us to your starting lineup.
I'm Gavin. To my immediate left is Nate. To my far left is Zayden. And to my immediate right is Dusty.
And the buzzers all work. That's fantastic. Welcome, Lena-Winslow Panthers. Now, some applause for some brand new faces here on the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition, the Willowbrook Wolverines. And we have a big crowd here to kick off this season, too. From the Prairie Hill School District, very first time we have seen the Wolverines play. They are excited to show us what they've got. Who is your captain? Lauren, introduce us to your starting lineup.
To my far left is Colin, to my left is Aiden, and to my right is Leaf.
Welcome, Wolverines and Panthers. Oh, we've got a battle of the wildlife today. Shall we get started with our buzzing round? That's how we start every game, so let's do it. Grab your buzzers. The two most important rules, contestants. Wait for me to say your name before you answer, and then say that answer loudly and clearly. Good luck. Here we go as we kick off Season 3 of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Juniors. What kind of astronomical body can have spiral bar and elliptical types? Lauren.
Galaxies.
That's right, exemplified by Andromeda and the Milky Way. Willowbrook earns the first points of the season. Name the Greek god who memorialized Zeus in the Elysian Fields, a portion of his namesake realm where he kept his wife Persephone. Lauren.
Hades.
That's right, for part of the year, 2 in a row. What part of speech can have grammatical cases like the nominative, in which this part of speech is the subject of a sentence, and can represent a person, place, or thing? Zayden.
A thing.
Incorrect. I will finish for Willowbrook. So that's the question. Willowbrook, if you know the answer, go ahead and buzz in. Lauren.
Noun.
That's right. Schoolhouse Rock would have helped with that one, the person, place, or thing. 3 in a row for Willowbrook. What HBO series, which includes clickers and bloaters, who have been... Leaf.
The Last of Us.
Yes, infected by a mutant fungus, premiered in 2023, a decade after its original release as a video game. What artist used the sfumato technique to paint the Virgin of the Rocks and a depiction of the wife of Francesco del Giocondo that is now known as Mona Lisa? Lauren.
Da Vinci.
That's right, Leonardo da Vinci. Lake Itasca is the source of what river, which receives the Ohio and Missouri rivers along the western and southern borders of Illinois? Aiden.
Mississippi River.
That's right, before it flows through New Orleans. The letter from Birmingham jail was written by what man in 1963 during a nonviolent civil rights campaign 4 months before he delivered his I Have a Dream? Aiden.
Martin Luther King Jr.
That's right. His I Have a Dream speech recognizes birthday every January. What insects in the superfamily Apoidea can experience colony collapse disorder when pesticides kill off workers and leave their queen? Aiden.
Bees.
Yes, almost alone in her hive. In what battle did an attack on Culp's Hill and Pickett's Charge take place on July 3rd, 1863, 4 months before President Lincoln dedicated... Aiden.
Civil War.
Incorrect. I will finish for Lena-Winslow. Dedicated a cemetery with a famous address. Gavin.
Gettysburg.
That's right. You got the war right. We needed the battle. And those are Lena-Winslow's first points of the game. Nice job. What novel, set partially at Netherfield Hall and written by Jane Austen, has a title that describes the stubbornness of Mr. Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet, who eventually marry? Lauren.
Pride and Prejudice.
You got it, right before the buzzer. Spoiler alert. Now you know how it ends, you don't have to read it. What European countries' cities include Lille on its border with Belgium, the winemaking capital of Bordeaux, Lyon, Nice, and Paris? Aiden.
France.
France is right. That Paris clue is pretty key. What instrument, which is played by Yo-Yo Ma, joins a viola and 2 violins as the deepest instrument? Aiden.
Cello.
That's right, in a string quartet. What objects consist of valence shells surrounding a dense nucleus made up of protons and neutrons? Gavin.
Atoms.
That's right, and are the smallest particles of any element. We probably all made a Rutherford model of one of those, right, with styrofoam balls and coat hangers. That's how we end the round with those points for Lena-Winslow. Nice job, both teams. Willowbrook is off to a really strong start, but we've got a lot of game to play. There's 3 more rounds left. Volleyball is next, and we'll have it for you right after this. Willowbrook is off to a very strong start in their Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl debut. They have 110. Lena-Winslow has 20. We're going to get to our volleyball questions in just a second, but first, a very special thank you to our judge today, Dan Ross, who is the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois president. You all should remember the name Community Foundation of Northern Illinois because when you go to college, there's a lot of money available. One of the many things the foundation does for our community is provide scholarships or administer scholarships. So remember that name when you're all applying for college in a few years. Let's head to our volleyball round now. Contestants work as a team, so it's a conferring round. Discuss amongst yourselves, but the answers have to come from the captains. And because of the coin flip, Lauren and Willowbrook get the first question. Are you ready, Lauren? Here's our first volleyball. Fred Noonan disappeared alongside what pioneering female aviator when their Lockheed Electra failed to land at Holland Island during their 1937 attempt to fly around the world?
Amelia Earhart.
That's right. And I feel like Leaf leaned over and gave you that. I'm going to give him credit for that one. Nice job. New question now for Gavin and Lena-Winslow. What Norse god distracted the horse Svadilfari and became the mother of the 8-legged horse Sleipnir?
No answer.
He's also the trickster god. That's Loki. Oh. Yes, Loki gave birth to a horse. Back over to Willowbrook. What YouTube superstar has been criticized in 2023 for donating 20,000 pairs of shoes and for funding 1,000 cataract surgeries?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast is right. On most lists, he's the most followed YouTuber. 138 million subscribers. Back over to Lena-Winslow. What literary character uses the ship Demeter to transport boxes of earth to England from Transylvania and is hunted by Abraham Van Helsing in a Bram Stoker novel named for him?
Dracula.
That is correct. First points of the round for Lena-Winslow. We're back to Willowbrook. Name the American novel in which Simon Legree orders the beating death of a man who had saved Eva St. Clair from drowning, written by Harriet Beecher Stowe to promote the abolition of slavery.
Pass.
No answer? It's Uncle Tom's Cabin. Back to Lena-Winslow. Name the type of chemical compound that contains a hydroxyl OH group bonded to a carbon atom and whose isopropyl type is nicknamed a rubbing one.
Alcohol.
That's right. You also need to be 21 to consume it. Remember that. Back over to Willowbrook. The tourist site of Fisherman's Wharf is in what California city? A neighbor of Oakland that is also home to the Golden Gate Bridge.
San Francisco.
San Francisco is right. When I gave that last clue, all heads snapped forward towards Lauren to give that answer. That's definitely a team effort. Back over to Lena-Winslow. Grigory Potemkin supposedly built fake villages to impress what Russian empress who overthrew her husband, Tsar Peter III, in 1762? She's the subject of the Hulu series The Great. That's Catherine the Great. Back to Willowbrook. What cell organelle that interacts with the Golgi apparatus is called rough if it is covered in ribosomes?
Membrane.
Incorrect. The endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER. We could have taken that as well. Back to Lena-Winslow. Artichoke flowers and pinecone leaves display what mathematical sequence which begins 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and continues by adding the 2 previous terms? Those are the beginning numbers in the Fibonacci sequence. And that's how we end the round. We're out of time. It's a 100-point swing right now. Willowbrook's up to 140. Lena-Winslow has 40. But our next round's going to change scores pretty dramatically. That's our lightning round. But first, you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question. We'll be right back with the answer.
In the 1992 election, then Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton beat which former vice president to become the 42nd president of the United States?
It's time to take a break from gameplay a little bit for a pizza party, sort of. That's what's on the line here with our Bergstrom bonus question, thanks to our friends at Leno's. I want to thank Leno's for being part of another season of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Hands on your buzzers, contestants. So this is a buzz-in question. Let me know if you know the answer to this. In the 1992 election, then Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton beat which former vice president to become the 42nd president of the United States? Aiden,
Bush.
can you be more specific?
W.
Incorrect. Lena-Winslow. Go ahead, Gavin.
George H.W. Bush.
H.W. Bush is right. Yes, nice work. That was some half-hearted applause for the pizza, but that's all right. Nice job there. And the elder President Bush, he passed away in 2018, would have turned 99 this weekend. You enjoy the pizza. You enjoy this short break, and we'll come back with our NECA IBEW lightning round where things move very fast. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, we are ready for our very first NECA IBEW lightning round of the season. The scores, here's how they sit right now. Willowbrook has 140, Lena-Winslow has 40. But run this category, Lena-Winslow, and you will be tied because 100 points will be added to your score. These are the 3 choices that you have, Gavin. All About Birds, Sky Gods, or World Series Champions.
World Series champions.
That seemed like a very quick decision. We'll see if that paid off. Sometimes it's even money whether that category will be pushed by the wayside or not. Anything having to do with the sports. Name the following Major League Baseball teams based on their World Series victories. So I'll give you 1 or more years and some other clues. You can give either the team name or name of the team's home city. No, so for example, obviously Green Bay Packers don't play baseball, but somehow they were. The right answer would have been either Green Bay or Packers, and you get the points for that. Does that make sense? Okay, World Series champions. So you have 1 minute to go through these 10. Could be 100 points added. Advice to both of our teams, you can pass. So don't let the clock eat up a bunch of time on you. And then Lauren, you'll have 30 seconds to get to whatever questions they either get wrong, pass on and don't go back to, or we just don't get to in the amount of time we have. Is everybody ready? Gavin, you're set for your first one? Name the following Major League Baseball teams based on their World Series victories. 2016, 11 years after their crosstown White Sox won.
The Chicago Cubs.
Correct. 2017, when they cheated using trash cans.
Houston Astros.
Correct. 2009, as well as 26 other years, the most in history.
The Yankees.
Correct. 2004, breaking the curse of the Bambino.
Red Sox. The Red Sox.
Correct. 2020, they've lost the most World Series in history.
Dodgers.
Correct. 2006 and 2011 with Albert Pujols.
Angels.
Incorrect. 2021 in Freddie Freeman's last year with the team.
Pass.
2010, 2012, and 2014 representing the NL West.
Pass.
1997 and 2003, even though they've never won the NL East Division. And that is our time. No time left to go back to that. 5 of them right on a tough category. So there's 5 left on the board for you, Lauren. You only have 30 seconds to get to them, and I will go through these as fast as I can. You ready? Here's your first one. Name the following Major League Baseball teams based on their World Series victories. 2006 and 2011 with Albert Pujols.
White Sox.
Incorrect. 2021 in Freddie Freeman's last year with the team.
Cubs.
Incorrect. 2010, 2012, and 2014 representing the NL West.
Pass.
1997 and 2003, even though they've never won the NL East division.
Pass.
1992 and 1993, the only Canadian champions. There's no time left to answer that. Those last 5 were pretty tough. I'll run down those really fast. Albert Pujols did play at one point for the Angels, but the team most Cub fans hate more than the White Sox or the Cardinals, and that's who he played for in those 2006 and 2011 seasons, or 2011 champions. 2021, Freddie Freeman's last year with the Atlanta Braves. You can know that after I say it out loud, right, Gavin? 1997 and 2003, they've never won the NL East division. They're the first wild card team to actually win the World Series. That was the Florida Marlins. And the 92 and 93 only Canadian champions ever are the Toronto Blue Jays. So we're now at 140 to 90, and it's Willowbrook's turn. The 2 categories left are all about birds and sky gods. Lauren?
Sky gods.
All right, identify these gods and goddesses who control what happens in the sky. Same rules apply. 60 seconds for Willowbrook, 30 seconds for Lena-Winslow. Remember the pass option. Are you ready for your first one, Lauren? Here it comes. Name these gods and goddesses who control what happens in the sky. Greek lord of Olympus who wielded lightning bolts.
Zeus.
Correct. Roman goddess of the moon.
Pass.
Norse god of the Bifrost Rainbow Bridge.
Pass.
Hawk-headed Egyptian sky god, the son of Osiris.
Iris.
Say that again.
Iris.
Incorrect. Another Egyptian sky god who crossed the sky daily in a sun barge.
Iris.
Incorrect. Greek god whose sun chariot killed his son Phaethon.
Pass.
Greek messenger goddess of rainbows.
Hermes.
Incorrect. Egyptian personification of the sky who was painted over Geb, the earth.
Ra.
Incorrect. Rosy-fingered Greek goddess of the dawn.
Pass.
Japanese goddess of the sun, an ancestor of Japanese emperors.
Pass.
Roman goddess of the moon, and that's our time. You got one of them right, so you're up to 150. There's a lot left here, Gavin, but you've only got 30 seconds for them. If you're paying attention, maybe you can blaze through these, and I will read them as fast as I can to get in as many in the 30 seconds. Are you ready? Identify these gods and goddesses who control what happens in the sky. Roman goddess of the moon.
Selena.
Say that again.
Selena.
Incorrect. Norse god of the Bifrost Rainbow Bridge.
Odin.
Incorrect. Hawk-headed Egyptian sky god, the son of Osiris.
Ra.
Incorrect. Another Egyptian sky god who crossed the sky daily in a sun barge.
Ra.
That is Ra. Greek god whose sun chariot killed his son Phaethon.
Pass.
Greek messenger goddess of rainbows.
Iris.
And that's, say that again.
Iris.
You got that at the buzzer, right at the buzzer. And the only reason I didn't hear you was because the buzzer was in my ear. That's correct, and you get those points. So you got 2 of them right. You're up to 110. I'll run down the no answers or the wrong answers really fast so we can move on. The Roman goddess of the moon is just Luna. The Norse god of the Bifrost, Thor's buddy, played by Idris Elba in the movies, that's Heimdall. Hawk-headed Egyptian sky god, the son of Osiris, was Horus. The Greek god whose sun chariot killed his son Phaethon is Helios. The Egyptian personification of the sky, often painted over Geb, the earth, is Nut. The rosy-fingered Greek goddess of the dawn is Eos. And the Japanese goddess of the sun, an ancestor of Japanese emperors, is Amaterasu. That's our lightning round, and now we only have a 40-point game. And in our next round, 40 points is basically only 2 questions because we bumped those totals up from 10 points a question to 20. So we'll have that final challenge right after this break and see what happens. Well, we always talk about it. It's not cliche. That lightning round can change scores pretty quickly, and Lena-Winslow closed the gap quite a bit after that last round. Willowbrook's still on top with 150 points, but only 40 points behind is Lena-Winslow, and each of the questions in this round, contestants, is worth 20 points. So hands on your buzzers, and again, the 2 most important rules, wait for me to call your name before you answer, and say that answer loudly and clearly. Hands on your buzzers. Good luck. Here we go with our final challenge. What novel whose narrator uses Queequeg's coffin as an emergency lifeboat was written by Herman Melville about Lauren?
Moby Dick.
That's right, about Captain Ahab's quest to kill a white whale. Legendarily, Moses Rose was the only man who refused to defend what San Antonio mission, where James Gavin.
The Alamo.
That's right. James Bowie and Davy Crockett were killed by Santa Anna's Mexican forces. The Ainu people are based on a northern island in what Asian country where Kanasai International Airport was built on an artificial Aden?
Japan.
That's correct. Artificial island off the coast of Honshu. What human organs are made up of nephrons, can be compensated for by dialysis? And Nathan?
Kidneys.
That's right, a pair of bean-shaped organs that filter blood. We are question for question in this round. What Hindu god is called Nataraja as the god of the dance and forms the Trimurti with Brahma and Vishnu as the god of destruction? Also the name of the trophy in the TV show The League, Shiva. The Hall-Héroult process smelts what lightweight metallic element that has atomic number 13 and a symbol Al? Lauren?
Aluminum.
Aluminum is correct. What video game character is the child of Rome who holds the Triforce of Wisdom as the prince? Lauren?
Link.
Incorrect. I will finish for Lena-Winslow. Princess of Hyrule and is Zayden.
Zelda.
Zelda, the friend of Link in a game named for her legend. The Big Dig created a highway tunnel in what American city? The eastern end point of I-90, where Logan International Airport welcomes people to Massachusetts. Nathan?
Boston.
That's right, also home of the Red Sox. A viola imitates a barking dog in what set of 4 violin concertos by Antonio Vivaldi that includes L'Inverno and La Primavera, or Winter and Spring? Those concertos are known as the 4 Seasons. What mathematical concept has a geometric type that involves taking a root of a product of some numbers and an arithmetic type that involves adding a list of numbers and dividing by how many numbers there are? Lauren?
Mean.
That's correct. Mean or average would have worked there. In what novel by Alexandre Dumas does Cardinal Richelieu scheme with Milady de Winter only to be foiled by D'Artagnan and the title soldiers, Athos, Porthos, and Aramis? Those soldiers are the 3 Musketeers. What surname is shared by a pair of assassinated Asian prime ministers, Rajiv and his mother Indira, as well as an unrelated independence leader, Mahatma? Lauren?
Gandhi.
That's correct. They're all Gandhis. And that is how we end the round. We are out of time. Willowbrook makes it up to 250. Nice work. Your very first appearance in the tournament, and you're moving on to the next round. Congratulations. Lena-Winslow, great job. You closed that gap really great. You had a fantastic lightning round. How many of you are 8th graders? So that means Dusty and Gavin will see you playing for the high school team, I hope. And Nathan and Zayden, you come back and play in our juniors tournament next year, right? Yes? Half-hearted nods. That's okay. We get it. We'd rather win. I will take that as a yes, for sure. And we hope you join us next week when River Ridge plays Belvedere Central. Thanks for being here.